Welcome to another episode of Fantasy News. I am your disheveled goblin host, Daniel Green, and today, let's just go ahead and jump on into that news because we have a cover reveal for Battleground by Jim Butcher. Not the next Dresden Files book, but the next one. That's right, Peace Talks is due out in July, while Battlegrounds will be out in September. I'm very excited for both of these, obviously. The Dresden spree on the channel has officially come to a close, and will slightly reignite again as I get into doing lore deep dives, summaries, and, you know, reviewing the next books when they come out. They are available for pre-order, but we don't have time to get into that, not that it's something we can really get into, because there's another bit of Dresden Files news as well. A special edition of the first book of the Dresden Files series is available online and will soon go away. So go ahead and click that link in the description down below if you'd like to pre-order a special edition of Stormfront, the first Dresden Files book. Right down there, if you're interested. If you're not a Dresden Files fan, probably don't start with a special edition, right? That'd be a bad choice. They're more expensive, and you don't know if you'll love it. So just get one like the paperbacks, maybe do the audiobook. A lot of people really love the audiobook for Dresden, myself included, then transition from there. Although this is limited edition. You have choices to make, decisions to decide. Moving on. And if you somehow missed it, Brandon Sanderson actually did another live stream recently where he talked about everything from Cosmere to the upcoming Wheel of Time show, and he also said that these will be pretty regularly occurring live streams. Apparently he's enjoying doing it, which I love to hear. Welcome to the YouTube arena, and happy to give advice if you want to reach out. But if you'd like to subscribe to Brandon Sanderson's channel, I highly recommend you do. I love seeing an author do this level of engagement. It's super badass. And I cannot believe I missed this news, the Folio Society has released their special editions of A Clash of Kings, the A Song of Ice and Fire book, and it looks good! Oh, it looks good. Oh, it looks so pretty. It's expensive, but if you're a mega fan who got some cash to burn, go check that out, because it is a pretty looking book. 23 Dungeons & Dragons books are now priced at pay what you want through Humble Bundle. If you're unaware, it's a service that kind of just bundles up various nerdy things, and you can kind of get great deals or pretty much things for free through this pay what you want method. And I think there's a massive spike in people playing D&D, I'm assuming during this COVID-y times, going on through Discord, chatting up with your friends, starting a campaign. And I think D&D is, yes, being generous by making these books available for free, but they're also kind of investing a little bit, right? Get people really into it. Get people these books. Make it so they really want to continue to go and grow, and therefore the wave of D&D's rise we've seen in recent years can continue on as you kind of make the resources for people to get even more invested, more abundant. I'm not being cynical, it just seems like a bit of a strategy move from my perspective. And I have nothing against that, right? Like, make your money, get people books, I'm okay with it, and if people decide to stay involved in D&D, good on them. It's a load of fun, and while you're watching this, if it's around 11 a.m., I'm probably actively playing D&D. Sunday's my D&D day. Now, on a very strange side note I need to step into here, Penguin House Publishing recently hosted what they called a great fantasy debate as a part of one of their virtual conventions. For those of you who are longtime fans of the channel, you'll know where the first great fantasy debate took place. And to Penguin House Publishing, I have one message. Listen here, you flightless fowl. This is my territory. I'm the fantasy debate guy, and to not even ping me, not even be like, hey Daniel, this is my turf right now, and you just need to get your little waddly cute butt, sorry, penguins are adorable, out of here. Okay, not really. I wish it was still alive, but I can't find the actual recorded debate. If I do, I'll link it in the description down below, but I think it was just a live thing, and then they ended it, and that's kind of sad. I would have liked to witness, but I wasn't, you know, made aware until after the fact. Drat. Hey, maybe Penguin House, if you want more people to know about it, maybe send details to people like me who could promote it to an audience of devoted fantasy fans who would probably like to watch it and get more numbers. I'm just saying. And do you identify as an airbender? Maybe an earthbender? Fire? Water? Well, regardless, if you're an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, you'll be ecstatic to hear it is coming to Netflix May 15th. So it's a little bit off, right? About 3 weeks, but still very exciting to hear. I may rewatch the whole thing because it is sure a gosh darn diddly dong blast to go on through. And if you haven't watched it, even if you're an adult, go ahead. And if you have a kid especially, watch it with them. It's definitely something you could share in. I don't know why I've had this like vibe of promoting like parents enjoying fantasy with their kids recently, but I'm not against it, and I'm gonna keep it up because I think it's like how I bonded with my dad a lot. So yeah, right there, keep it up. Great way to bond with your kids. Maybe the D&D books you mentioned earlier. Anyway, what's the weather like today in Rivendell, Daniel? Surprisingly cold, but the food's awesome. Awesome! Did you watch the Witcher TV show? Do you enjoy the books? Well, if either one of those is true, would you like to hear the bard from the show read the books to you? Because as Henry Cavill did before him, the actor behind Jaskier came onto their YouTube channel and read some passages from The Witcher. He did a very good job. I actually, good on you. Him and Henry Cavill both knocked it out of the park. But if they're gonna do this, they need the actress who played Yennefer to come on and do the same. I need to watch her do the same because then it's like complete, right? Why are you just doing like the two dudes? Give me some Yennefer in there. She was, in my opinion, the best performance of the show and like the rising star to come from there. Obviously, Henry Cavill's already a massive star, so like I'm not gonna say he's the rising star of the show because he's Henry freaking Cavill. She, on the other hand, was magnificent in the role. I had quite a few criticisms around Witcher, but none of them were with her. And are you a Wheel of Time fan? Statistically, in my audience, yes. Well, it seems that the Wheel of Time on Prime Twitter account is summoning the fans to do a reread of the series during these isolated times. Now, here's my hot take on this. Why a reread? Why not just do a first-time read-through with new potential fans? Obviously, this tweet's going to blow up and go well beyond just the visibility of the Wheel of Time audience, and if you want to hook in new readers to new viewers, that would be a smarter strategy than to just appeal to the audience that probably already is a fan of the show. I know. Don't criticize the Wheel of Time show, Daniel, blah, 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 my audience is all about it. Well, I'm not going to hide my real opinion, and I think this could have been a bit more welcoming to the outside audience, because if you say reread, then it's insinuated spoilers will be happening for the whole series throughout the entire reread, and that's dangerous territory. It wouldn't be difficult to come out with a rock-solid plan of this will be a spoiler-free reread in this section or that section, then we could do a spoiler-filled one over here. It's not that hard to manage. It's Twitter. You make threads. Piece of cake. And this hasn't been as oomphy as I'd like it to be. Just constructive feedback, Wheel of Time on Prime. If you hate me now, it's okay. I get it. And are you a Ryan Reynolds fan? Because I'm a massive one. Man crush all day. It appears that Ryan and the director behind Free Guy, his soon-to-be-released sci-fi adventure film through the perspective of an NPC in a video game, are teaming up yet again for another sci-fi time travel movie. It'll be titled Our Name is Adam. Now, I actually don't want to cover the movie necessarily the most in this deep dive of the story. Not that I do like real deep dives into stories here. I'm more of a news aggregate. Not the point. Anyway, Ryan Reynolds and this director teaming up again immediately on another project is way more encouraging for the quality of Free Guy to me than pretty much any other bit of studio news you can get. I'm really tired of seeing the news. It's like, this director says his movie's gonna be great. Actor says it was the role of a lifetime. They always say that. But seeing the lead actor and the director immediately team up again at least tells me they genuinely liked each other and probably had creative chemistry. A much better sign than just some studio released like, look, Henry Cavill loves The Witcher show, look at his workout routine. Like, that doesn't tell me much. This tells me, because it's not like a mandated release, that there's something there some people liked. I don't know, just a weird take I wanted to release to my audience as my experience sifting through the Hollywood news grows. I'm able to spot a lot more of the, like, oh, it's renewed for season 2 before season 1's even out. Yeah, that's a marketing ploy to get you pumped. We also had a trailer for the upcoming behind-the-scenes making of Mandalorian show that's coming to Disney+. I am genuinely more excited for this than season 2 of Mandalorian. Mandalorian was good, but I want to see the making of, because the new tech they brought in to make this show is outstanding, and I believe it means the post-production for Mandalorian is going to be so much faster than what we are used to. I'm pumped. Last minute insert here for a story I debated on whether or not to cover, and that is that Robert Pattinson was photographed jogging, stay with me here, and now people are commenting on the actual physical fitness level he's in for the upcoming Batman movie. A lot of people saying he doesn't seem to be bulky enough, he's very lean, and my counter to that is, one, he's really fit, like that's all we need. Calm down. Don't like get into a guy's body that he's playing a superhero because it's not like bulky enough. That's odd. Just stop caring that much. But also, Batman, in my opinion, should have always been leaner. He's like a stealthy, fast-striking fighter, and so like these ridiculously huge dudes have always been kind of like not the vibe for Batman, I've thought, and a thinner, very fit, lean Batman makes a lot more sense to me. But I'm also not the biggest Batman fan, so let me know if you are a huge Batman fan in the comments down below which you'd rather see. I know in the comics he's kind of ridiculously huge, but everyone in the comics is kind of ridiculously huge. So I don't know. This is just a strange story, and it was like odd enough to see like people so fixated on this guy's body. And I don't know, like I've always been the person who's like, I don't care what they look like, I just care about performance. And Robert Pattinson has won me over with a lot of his recent indie movies. The guy can act. Let me know what you think. It's a weird one, I know. I know, it's weird. I'm sorry. Continuing on. And in quickie MCU news, we have seen the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is one of my favorite titles for any MCU movie ever, maybe my favorite of all time, has officially been pushed back to March of 2022, and the entire Spider-Man release schedule with Sony has been messed up and pushed back as well. If you want to see that in detailed, link down there, but just be aware, it's going to be a long time before we see a lot more superhero movies. But in one that I'm not going to glaze over because it's probably my favorite Marvel film ever, the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse sequel will now be released October 7th of 2022. I loved Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I rewatched it again recently, and it's just so beautiful from an artistic perspective, great story, pretty original, wonderful voice acting, just came together so solidly. And I remember having not super high expectations going in because Sony is just, pretty consistently kind of disappointing with this stuff, but they just pinpointed what they needed to do and nailed it. I'm all about that. Yeah, you get weird gushing over Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse over now. And the last story I'm going to cover here today is that Westworld has officially been renewed for a season 4, something I'm pretty sure everyone saw coming. It's one of the best TV shows on television right now. I just finished season 2. Yes, I pushed through. I didn't actually love season 2 as much as season 1, but I'm also going to go ahead and start season 3, and you should expect a full review here on the channel before too long. This has been your latest episode of Fantasy News. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Patreon if you want to support what I do here. You can follow me on these social media links, and if you'd like to contribute fantasy news stories in the future you'd like to see me cover here, go ahead and join that Discord server, hit the Fantasy News channel, and just go ahead and submit stories. I don't promise to get to them all, but I at least read them all, because I'm trying to judge whether or not to cover it here on the Fantasy News. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.